I've done a few workshops on sliding at Midwest Haunters conventions and stuff like that. I've often, referenced your videos. This is sliding, but this is an example of how you can scare people effectively. You know, and that was one of the biggest things that I've always enjoyed about your acting is that you'd lead with a scare. You'd lead with a good, pop slide, and then sometimes, you get fancy, you do that spin kick thing that you do. But it was all super effective and great, and you could scare so many people at a time. They're fun to watch, they're hilarious, but they were great to show others. They're awesome to show others and be like, this guy knows what he's doing. And you'd lead with a scare, and then maybe you'd do something funny.
Yeah.
You'd have a joke. You'd do something. You'd have running gags. With the churros and stuff. So
kind of explaining how I go in for this the slide to scare. The reason, and it kind of evolved, right? There's more people that do it now, and obviously the videos can lead up to it, whatever it may be. At the time, sliding, like we mentioned before, it innovates, right? Sliding the same way that I kind of slide the way that I do with spin kicks, the same way that you added a bunch of sparks to your, like, it's just continuing to start to different horizons, right? Which is a really cool thing. But when I started, what I've noticed is a lot of sliding at the time was always parallel to where people were walking. So they would be walking this way and they would slide across, just kind of just slide across, and that was it. And it was never any yelling, right? So I looked at that more as an opportunity. I'm like, all right, yeah, you scared the group that you were at, but there's also 16 people around them that have no idea you're sliding. I should probably yell really loud, because Meech is yelling like really loud. It's going to scare everyone within the area, right? So that's kind of the way that I like that. How can I scare more people by going into that one slide, right? I just don't want to, scare this group. So I would go into it. And the other thing that I would add was it was yelling. It was that. But then when I would pop up, I always just flail my arms, like if I'm going to hit someone, right? So they're like, oh, what the hell's going on, right? Reach low, and they're kind of like, oh. So I've done stuff like that too, where I've evolved in that sense. And then it got a little bit more, I guess, more aggressive, to where I was just sliding straight to people. Like I was like, I'm gonna
and then you'd follow up. You'd follow up. Some sliders, they'll pop down, get up, walk away, call it a day. I did my slide, I did my thing. But you'd crawl at them. You'd follow up with a huge, grandiose, just played out scare. And there'd be somebody scared over here. There's somebody be laughing over there. It was just crazy.
It's the evolution of the way people scared, right? You look back in that movie you were saying, the documentary. I think it's called Seasons of Scream. It's the one where with the sliding, and you look at videos from like the 80s, and they would just walk like this, and then the guest was like, "Oh my god!" And I'm like, I wish I could. Like, I look at people, and they're like, "Oh, what are you looking at?" Or you want to be on my TikTok? And I'm like, okay, like times were different back then. So, that's the whole part of evolving with sliding and scaring. If we were still sliding the way that sliders were sliding in the 80s, people would have caught on now, and it wouldn't be as effective. You always want to keep evolving, and if someone catches on fire, and then gotta be it, they catch on fire, it's not a big deal. Hopefully they're in Dark Harbor again, they can just them right into the ocean. You got scared. Thank you. Artdracula. I hate my life.